stuff, like with what's going over there in Israel and Gaza and all this stuff. It's like there's so much taboo out there, and I love that you don't turn your back on it. And when I just opened my computer, I looked and I saw I'm wearing the repent hat, and I've got the "Don't Tread on Me" up there, and I said, "Oh crap!" You know, they're going to think that I'm that I've gone crazy. But the reality is, man, I love that you stand up for family values. You know, I'm a real rough around the edges kind of guy, but at the same time, like, I'm very much libertarian. I'm very much right down the middle, and I hate the way that the media has done this. I mean, there really isn't anybody out there but you that are really speaking the truth, besides, you know, somebody every once in a while that George Norrie will bring on. I mean, I honestly have to get my news from you or go to InfoWars, because it is like that. People need to repent. It's not even a religious thing necessarily. People need to realize that we're in a time that they're trying to take away all of the morality in the world, and it's right now is the time to hang on to your kids and your family and you know, and fight against it.
Well, that's really touching that you say that, my friend. But look, we're all in this together. And just because none of us are perfect, that's what makes us human. That's what makes us special in different ways. We've got to have a bad side, be able to recognize what's good in life. It's the people out there that seem like they're not even alive, who just buy into the plastic fake culture. Those are the folks that I'm really, really worried about. But my dad says it all the time, and more as I grow up, all of us need to reset and admit what we've done that's bad, look at what we've done that's good, and try to go forward, because when we check out of here, like Gerald Celente always says, I want to be able to look back and be proud of what I've done and left a better world. And it's not that I'm some goody two-shoe, it's that that's what you're meant to do. That's what feels good. And it's good to honor other great minds and people. It's good to teach others. It's good to teach others by admitting our mistakes. That's really the human condition. Trying to pretend that we're perfect, I think that's really the big problem.
I agree, man. And, you know, I love that you've got your dad involved a lot now in what you're doing, and he's kind of full-time with you quite a bit, right? And I know that the other day I was listening to one of your shows. It was a great one. It was about, the guy who wrote the book, who's got all the mineral stuff. Oh, man, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's Dr. Wallach with his book that I haven't plugged again since then, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission.
What a great show. I mean, and that's a prime example of what you're talking about. Like, people, it's the ambivalent people, the people that accept television and accept, like, the fact that, you know, the media is controlled by such a small portion. I mean, incredibly, 3 companies are controlling, you know, everything. I mean, 80% of it. And it's like, you look at this and you look at, and people say things like I just found out about some groups in which it's like musical Bilderberg groups, where they get together with radio and these high-end rich people, and they decide like what's going to happen, you know. And I'm realizing how much more of that is happening in music, and I'm realizing how my dog's barking.
That's fine, but exactly. And then we all have to support independent media and independent music that most of the time is better than what's being shoveled at us, and then revolt with our dollars and take the culture over that way. We should talk more about that. That's why everybody out there, you know, should go to your website and should download and buy the vinyl. I'm going to get a vinyl. I love listening to vinyl at my house. People need to go to shooterjennings.com. It comes out tomorrow. Pre-order it now to drive it up the charts, because I know you could have gone with the big establishment folks, but you've been being independent as well, Shooter.
Yeah, man, we've got our label, Black Country Rock. We've got it in full motion. We're going to send you a package of vinyls for you and all the guys in the office. But we've been working really hard and we got our own warehouse, and we're pressing, and we have all this stuff going on. So we're really I'm producing a lot of other artists, trying to bring the independents out there and give people hope that there is really, you can make good music and get heard, because it's hard right now with the corporates, man, and the way they get you on the internet. I mean, they came in and they got their place on the internet musically, and now everybody has to pay like 50% for nothing to everybody just because iTunes got in there first. I mean, iTunes has done really great things, but at the same time, we need to find a decentralized music system, I do think.
Well, they told us with Obama deception, we submitted it 3 times, and we had to pay each time, and they just said, you know what, we're not going to accept it.
God.
Even though it's been seen like 50-something million times for free on, you know, Google's platforms. They approached us, a subgroup, and I said, I've been refused a lot of stuff, you know, by the Apple people before. And they said, oh, no, it'll be fine. But then higher-ups basically nixed it and said no. That's an example how they don't just take half of what you make. they can then start coming in and censoring you, and it's really a disgusting thing.
It is true, man. I mean, Apple just went through hell over the Bitcoin thing because they tried to can it and censor it completely, and people went crazy, and now they've had to open it back up. And it goes to show when people stand up in a community, though, eventually it's not going to, it'll never work. In history and cartoons and comic books and everything, it always spells it out. There's always that bad guy who's like talking bad about you and you're trying to pin all the points about the things you're doing wrong. But you know, everybody knows he's bad. Everybody knows these guys out here are bad, and they can't topple the people. Good always does prevail.
It does. Sometimes it's hell before you get there. And I want to come back and ask you where you think the world is going in the 6-minute segment we'll have left with Shooter Jennings. And next time you come through Central Texas, buddy, to see Willie, you need to come on into the studio, my friend.
Anytime, man. I bet I will.
All right, Shooter Jennings. We got to go out and get dinner or something sometime. ShooterJennings.com, BCRmedia.com. He's producing a lot of independent music out there. And how do you make independent music take over? You go out and you buy it, you support it, you promote it. We'll be back. ShooterJennings.com on vinyl or download it there. You can find a lot of it for free. And, of course, you can go to iTunes and everywhere else and get it. But it's important to download music from some of the alternative places that have it so the big conglomerates and monopolies don't get it. And my issue, and I'm not on some jag or attacking Apple today, it's just that we need to support farmers markets. We need to support independent media. Even if you don't totally agree with it, it's you supporting it, spreading the word, buying it. Buying the products at InfoWarsStore.com. Buying the great products at InfoWarsLife.com. Being PrisonPlanet.tv nightly news members that builds a platform like this. And then you see all the independent filmmakers and music people I have on, because that's where the real revolution is not in violence, but is in the culture. Shooter Jennings, where do you see this world going? What gets you most upset? And what do you think the next shoe to drop is?
Man, there's a lot that I get upset about. I mean, this whole net neutrality thing that they're trying to wipe out, you know, they're trying to figure out, you know, it's already messed up that our service providers can like slow down certain websites and certain other things so you know, kind of gearing people that way. But the internet was decentralized, and now they're trying to reverse that, and that really to me is not only have they broken the back of the media industry. Well, the internet broke the back of the media industry, so the media industry is trying to take over the internet and get their money there. So that gets me fired up. Like I said, I'm into the Bitcoin thing. I believe in that. I think it's really could be a system to really end the banking fiasco that we have going on. But you know, again, it's like the internet. It's going to take a while to put in there to get into place. But I do believe in it, and I think that we're on a path of really bright developers when it comes to the internet and things like that are going to really challenge these corporations, because the corporations are always the last ones. You know, they're always too slow to the buck. I mean, that's why a company like Apple got in there with the music business and got in very early when all the record labels were saying, oh, these MP3s will never happen. It's too complicated. And, you know, Apple said, well, ha-ha, we were here first. And then there's no one been able to challenge that, you know. And
they went in, got Napster shut down, and then they cloned it.
Yeah, they exactly. They cloned it, made money off of it. And you know, and there's companies out there to get your music on iTunes. You have to get you know, pillaged by another company that's going to take another percentage or charge you a lot of money to get your music even to get on iTunes, to have them take their 30%. So it's like you end up in this. The music business thing is the most important thing to me right now. There's a thing called the Content Creators Coalition that I was lucky enough to become a board member on, and it's a lot of great artists, from Tom Waits to Roseanne Cash to guys from all kinds of rock bands and country bands and jazz bands. Anyway, just people kind of standing up. They're trying to fight a lot of the royalties things that are going on with like Spotify, which are just ridiculous. But for me, like, I'm trying to work, being a computer geek, I'm trying to work with some people to try and figure out a solution based on this brilliant model of what the Bitcoin blockchain is.
I'll tell you what, do 5 more minutes with us, and I promise callers, when Shooter goes, I'm going to go to Paul, I'm going to go to Jared, I'm going to go to Will, I'm going to go to Alex and Steve. We'll get to all of you. Open phones in the next hour in news. But Shooter, we're back in 70 seconds. Do 5 more minutes with us. I want to hear about this, because I'm going to finally go ahead and add Bitcoin to the InfoWars store. I'll tell folks why as well.
Hey.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water for your preparedness storage. For your home kitchen, purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com.